Do you have a community of colleagues that support you in your work? Hi, this is Carma Spence, and today I am going to continue with my interview with Joan Gelfand. In today's episode, we're going to talk about community and how a community of colleagues helps you be a better writer, creator, business person. The third C is community. Boy, that rhymes. Now, I know what that word means to me and what I think it means in marketing. What is your take on community, and why did you include it in your 4Cs?
I included it because when I started to realize that just being in a room writing wasn't going to be my ticket to success, I met someone who brought me into the Women's National Book Association, and I learned more from those people that I met in that group about what it took to be a successful author and sending out newsletters and making things happen and building up your reputation. So I had to put in community because that was a nonprofit organization that I volunteered for, but I got more from it than as if it was a job.
Right. So you're looking at community throughout the process. Because I mean, when I immediately thought, I'm thinking, well, you have to have a following. That's your community. Those are the community of people who will read your book and buy it. But you're thinking of also the community of people who nurture you as a writer.
Yes, absolutely. And also what I found, and I've talked to other writers who agree with this, a lot of times once you build up a strong community, you will hear of opportunities that you might not have heard of had you not been in that group or community. And what I talk about in the book is out of my 7 books that I have to this date, 5 of them go back to either someone I met or someone who told me about someone who I met in the Women's National Book Association.
Wow. Very cool.
So not all like, oh, yes, a friend in the group took my book and published it. No, it was a lot of more indirect things, which I don't want to go into now because it's too long. But I'll just say indirectly, a big proportion of my work came through who I was networking with and volunteering for and learning from. Yeah.
So that kind of plays into the whole idea of craft, because I remember listening to Ray Bradbury speak once, and he talks about how you have to read a lot, not only in your own genre, but outside, but you also have to live life, have experiences. And that works for both nonfiction and fiction, because when you're writing, you're going to call on those experiences you had with the people in your community, your family, your friends, your colleagues. Sometimes those experiences will come up with a new idea for a new short story or a novel or an article.
Totally.
So, yeah, having that community around you adds to the craft and the who you are that you bring to your work.
Yes, and that community often becomes your first fan base, even before you get to build it on social media, and they become your, what do you call the girls with the pom-poms?
Cheerleaders.
They become your and having cheerleaders is really cool when you're first starting out because you're getting your sea legs.
And even when you're not starting, I mean, my latest book is my 5th book, but I still need my cheerleaders because I still have my moments of doubt.
Totally.
Every time you come with a new project, you think, well, am I good enough for this project? Will I be able to bring this vision that's in my head onto the page?
Totally.
Which is part of the reason why I've never really done more with my fiction, because I'm always not quite confident.
Karma, we have to talk.
I'm not quite confident in my fiction writing skills, even though that's how I started as a writer. I started writing fiction at like 4.
I've heard stories like this. All right, well, we'll have a conversation offline.
So the 4th C is confidence, which obviously, I mean, I have lots of friends who are writers. I work with writers. I'm in communities with writers. And you hear these stories all the time of, well, I'm really confident here, but not so confident here. Or I'm not good enough for this project, but I'm good enough for this one. And confidence is this sort of sine wave that goes through our lives. So why did you include confidence in this book? We'll get to the answer to that question in next week's video. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube and write a comment below. And remember this. In order to be effective in your life and business, you need to think outside the box, spread your wings and fly, because you, yes, you, are capable of more than you know. And that's especially true if you have a community of colleagues who are supporting you and cheering you on.